Hey there, stackers. What's up? Big Stack McGee here with another silver video for you. I hope you had a great weekend. It's Sunday night, and I'm doing a later video because I was traveling this weekend. I will unbox something in a moment, but before I do that, I wanted to show you a couple of pieces that I picked up while I was thrift shopping this weekend. I had just a little bit of spare time in the city I was in, and so I stopped into some, and one of them had a bin of old utensils that had been donated and whatnot, so I thought, hey, opportunity to possibly find something that might be sterling silver. And there was a lot. There had to have been 300 or 400 pieces of each, forks, spoons, etc. Most of them were real nice looking, the stainless steel like you see every day. I didn't have a ton of time to be able to inspect a lot, and I didn't want to cause a lot of. There's a lot, quite a few people there. So what I did was I just kind of went through, and I moved things from one big bin into an empty one, and just looking for things that stuck out just a little bit, that were a little bit more obvious. And so these were two of the pieces that I found. One is the spoon, and it had some, in contrast to a lot of the other spoons that were there, it had some tarnish and whatever, so I just quickly took that out of the pile. And this fork as well, same kind of thing. It had the, nice pattern there, and it was heavy. It was heavier than the others, and it turns out that they are both plated silver. In fact, this one, when I tested with acids to test for silver, took about 20 seconds, and it started to turn blue, which obviously not silver. This one, however, was when I tested it, remained kind of creamy white. I was optimistic, but I did investigate. I got out my loop when I got home, and I could see, I don't know if you can read that, it says community plate. It is about 100 years old, but it is not silver. It's in fact plated silver. So I struck out on that venture. I paid 29 cents a piece for these. Not a huge deal. However, what's in this box, I also am hoping turns out to be silver. I paid under spot for bullion on eBay, and before you immediately hiss under your breath, I'm going to tell you the story real quick. So, in my typical fashion of looking for deals and buy it now and newly listed, 11 silver rounds, buffaloes, came up. The guy that was selling them had a great seller rating, but there wasn't a whole lot of information. There was pictures and just a little bit of, trying to sell these rounds, etc. So I contacted him. I said, you know what? Where did you get these from? How do I have any indication that these would be real, etc.? Well, he pointed me to his own feedback and the fact that he bought these from a reputable bullion dealer on eBay, and I was able to kind of follow up a little bit with that, and so that gave me some sense of comfort. And the fact that the bullion dealer on there has over 100,000 feedback, at basically 99.9% positive, and this man himself was the same. And it turns out that this guy picked these up when silver was, $18 or $19 an ounce, and decides he's not pursuing that venture anymore and just wanted back what he paid. So he listed it, and I picked these rounds up in this box for $20.90 a piece. And so I am going to give it my own once over, and he knows that if it doesn't eat snuff, I'll be shipping them right back. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and unbox, and we'll take a closer look. Okay, you see we got some buffaloes here, and I think there's two different kinds. There's this, and I don't know the mint that made these or anything like that. This says 2013 on them, and then there's also these ones. I've seen both designs before from different mints apparently, and I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and just pick one. How about this one right here? And I'm just going to put it through the paces and test it, and we'll see basically how it turns out. I'm going to give it the magnet test, I'm going to weigh it, and I'm also going to do the silver acid test on it just to be certain. And because it is just straight up bullion, I don't mind testing it in that way, kind of sacrificing one to see. So why don't we start first by taking it out and get a closer look. I'm going to go ahead and touch this. I don't care about touching straight up bullion like this. And by the way, guys, with something like this that has no prayer of ever being a numismatic item, it really doesn't matter if you touch it. At least that's what I've come to believe. Not that having really nice shiny silver is not great. You can always dip this stuff in, Easiest or something like that to take fingerprints off and whatever without destroying it. So, my 2 cents on it. Either way. All right. So why don't we go ahead and, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give you a close up before I do my testing here. Certainly is shiny. All right, I'm going to go ahead and weigh it. .3 grams. Okay, so a little bit over. That's nice. At the side, we'll do the rare earth magnet test. See if I got some diamagnetic properties show up. Yep, that checks out. And finally, we'll go ahead and put a little of nitric acid here on this coin and see what happens. Okay, now so I have this mixture of nitric acid and muriatic acid, which will give me an indication as to whether or not we have silver present. It is a reddish color, and when you put it on real silver, it should stay reddish, maybe turn dark red, dark brown, that sort of color. Any other color is going to indicate presence of metal that is not silver. So I'm going to go ahead and put some right here on this new round that I just got, and just as kind of a test, I'm going to bring back. This is a Stagecoach silver bar that is actually not silver. It is in fact plated silver. So I just want to show you side by side what this looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and put a drop on both, and we'll do a little time lapse and see how it pans out. All right, we'll start with this one right here. Oh, and by the way, before I do this will destroy my coin. Yeah, assuming it's real silver, which I certainly hope it is. It's going to leave a mark that will not be able to be erased. It starts eating away at the silver with the acid. So essentially what I'll end up with is something that is silver, but is not going to look nice. And I'm willing to sacrifice one of my coins, the appearance of one, to verify the authenticity of the rest. It is in fact still silver. At some point, if I make another, send some more scrap out for refinement to make bars and whatnot, I might just include that in the mix, or I'll just keep it around as a test blank. All right, here we go. Sorry, buddy. There we go. There we go. Okay, approximately 45 seconds have gone by. You see the round on the left there. Still a nice dark red. And you see some really intense bubbling over here. Eating through the silver plate and discovering what's underneath. And you can tell that is definitely not silver. I did a video about 6 months ago, fake Stagecoach silver bars, and you can still find that on my channel. I was refunded for this, but look at that, it's turned blue now. At any rate, real silver, fake silver. So, I'm going to go ahead and mop these up here. By the way, this acid is, I should be wearing gloves, I'm not, I know. Alright, you can see that this coin here will be forever marred. That's okay, still silver. And I know I got real silver here, so that was, I don't know that many people would buy bullion on eBay. I'm willing to do that and test it because it's cheap. and it's a cheap way to add some ounces to the stack. You know, $20 silver, why not, right? At any rate, a nice cheap ad for the stack, and I appreciate you watching. This is Big Stack McGee. We'll be back with you real soon. Take care.